Our correspondent Jackson Williams is there for more. Jackson, the problem is that chances of an eruption are even higher today.
Yeah, this morning there was a 40 to 60% chance or a medium likelihood of another eruption similar in scale to Monday's occurring within the next 24 hours. But since that calculation was made, GNS scientists tell us that volcanic activity on Whakaari White Island has only increased. We are told that yesterday the risk of another eruption was high. Today it is very high.
There is the risk of another eruption, like Monday's eruption, while on the island. As of 11 a.m, our expert elicitation estimates a risk of, or a chance of 40 to 60% of another eruption like Monday in the next 24 hours.
Police say they understand the stress that the delay is causing family and friends of those whose bodies remain on White Island. Police say they are absolutely committed to undertaking the recovery operation once it's safe to do so.
This is an utterly tragic situation. We all agree that retrieving bodies of the deceased from the island is an absolute imperative. Every day that passes with those bodies unrecovered is a day of anguish for their loved ones who have been affected.
Tom, it's quite likely that more Australians will be transported back to Australia in the coming day or two. An ADF aircraft is on its way to New Zealand, and it will transport some of the Australian survivors. They'll continue to be treated for their burns in Australian hospitals, but it will take some pressure off medical teams here in New Zealand, very stretched at the moment.
Jackson Williams, thank you. So we've had confirmation a short time ago of this Adelaide family with 2 dead as a result of the eruption. Earlier today, Brisbane mother and daughter Julie and Jessica Richards were the first Australians to be confirmed dead in the disaster. As Brendan Smith explains, the pair had been missing since the volcano erupted on Monday afternoon.
The faces of 2 innocent lives lost. Brisbane mum and daughter Julie and Jessica Richards, victims killed in New Zealand.
Today is the roughest day you want, and there's going to be a couple of rough days ahead as they come to the finalisation that this tragedy has impacted on them when we're a couple of weeks out from Christmas.
On Monday afternoon at 2:11 local time, their lives were cut tragically short. 47-year-old Julie and 20-year-old Jessica were part of a small group touring the active volcano in the Bay of Plenty when it erupted. Jessica's concerned father Tony listed the pair as missing. Family and friends had been holding out hope they'd be found alive, desperately calling all hospitals, Foreign Affairs and the cruise ship operator. But on Wednesday morning, New Zealand authorities confirmed their bodies had been recovered.
They really loved the cruise atmosphere, but more particularly, they loved the adventurism that went with all the outdoor sports. So those of amongst the family who would know them would say that if there was an adventure that offered itself, then they would be the ones to do it.
Jessica had a passion for animals and was studying veterinary science at the University of Queensland. Julie, a loving mum and part owner of an electronics company. They lived in Callumvale on Brisbane's south side and were travelling together on a girls' trip on the Ovation of the Seas liner. It's a trip which will forever haunt their loved ones as they begin the harrowing process of bringing Jessica and Julie home. The family has asked for privacy.